Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back after a little bit of a delay. The reason because you can see the whole setup and everything that we had to make a couple of quick changes, quick fixes, but we are back. We are live, and I know a lot of you guys have a lot of questions with regards to this home care, and I can see the build up. Like a build up of tension and curiosity of what is happening with home care support pilot program. There was an update that IRCC put up today. Like a lot of the new people are sharing links, people are sharing reels, and we thought, okay, you know what? Let's come live for the people that a lot of people are planning to do this application, and we wanted to make sure that we clear all these doubts, questions, everything you guys have regarding this home care support pilot program. So if you're joining in from Instagram, YouTube, thank you guys for taking this time. Thank you for being with us. We want to take this time just to clear all these questions. I know we have been getting a lot of questions with the eligibility documentation part of it, the employer eligibility, like what all how can I be prepared, will this document be enough, will knock code is enough, lot of questions. So we are coming in live. So if you're watching us on Instagram, especially for those who are watching us on Instagram, guys, make sure we won't be able to go through those chats. So make sure you jump in to the YouTube part if you have any questions, or if you're just looking for an information part of it, just to get an overview of how this works, you can just still be there. But if you're looking for, like, if you have any questions, if you want to interact, if you want to just message Vishnu and ask questions to him, join us on YouTube, and you can put in your questions. There are a couple of things before we start. I just want to let you know we might have a huge volume of questions coming in during this session, because I know this is a very hot and a very like a big topic right now. So we just want to let you know that we will be going through the comments, but in case if we miss out, like, because of the number of comments, and in case you get a lot, like in case we miss out and you feel like your question needs an answer, guys, there's an option for super chat. You can message in that, get your answers. Even Vishnu can also hopefully give you like an elaborated answer as well for that. So that's I think that's all of the introduction that needs to be done. Let's begin. All right, Vishnu,
Okay.
you want to say hi to them?
Hi, everyone. And yes, this is one of the most important topic. Like I promised to you, like once we get all the information, I will make you educated that how to prepare the application, what all things you have to look into, and specifically now we are getting few more details about who are eligible, because earlier it used to be a little bit of a speculations based upon the previous year how was the pilot program, but now it's very clear that how to apply, what all requirements. And again, if you are watching us from long time, we did a last video live where there was few questions I cannot able to answer. Like I said that okay, it was based upon the previous applications, but now this time I looked into the entire regulations and I gathered those information which will make you understand that how you are eligible for putting this application and how you can able to make this whole application positive. And one of the good news which I'm seeing in this is the number of applications which gonna be accepted. Well, there are two different segment, like everyone know, child and the elderly, like a 4001 knock code, home care support worker. So in both there are separate type of applicants. So like again, we are assuming like on an average more than 5,000 applications are there to be accepted. So if you are the one who fulfill the eligibility, let's discuss that what all things specifically which I noticed, and I just made a little bit of notes so that I can go over one by one.
All right, I think it was an unexpected update. Like, I don't think anyone was expecting, because anyways, if a home care pilot program was supposed to happen on the 31st of March, and all of a sudden, like like in the out of the blue, there was this whole update that just came in with what are the documents that was required. I think one of our main discussions last live was, what are the documents required, and we had given on a basis of on the last couple of applications in the last years, what are the documents they looked for. So basically we gave a brief explanation on that, but now we have a clear picture. So Vishnu, do you want to, I think a lot of people have questions with the documentation part. I think it's all about what all documents are required. Is my knock code eligible? So let's go one by one, Vishnu. So can you give us a brief? I think after the latest update that we received today, can you give us a brief on what are the documents that's required for this
Definitely.
application?
Now, we are going to post a link below about the document checklist where you can able to download the whole document checklist given by the CIC, specifically about the IMM form, what are the supporting documents required and everything. But let me make it very specific about the IMM forms, because the immigration IMM forms plays the most crucial role in any sort of application. So you need to understand what all IMM forms you require. I'm going to explain you that so that you can able to prepare that. So one thing, kindly note, keep both the formats with you. One, the PDF version of the IMM form on the one of the folder, and another folder, try to keep one which you have to print and you have to keep it signed. Because now the reason why I'm saying this is basically need to be applied through a PR portal. So the PR portal is the portal from which we usually apply for the PNP based PR application, AIP based PR application, like the paper based application which used to be like PR sponsorship application. That's a portal through which we have to apply and submit this particular application. But in their application there are two sections. So one, like IMM 008, that is something where you have to put that all the information typed in. But there are certain applications where you also need to upload the forms. So like if it is something specific to the specific programs, like if you are looking into PR sponsorship application, IMM 1344, that has to be hand signed. So just to right now the portal is not up, so we don't know like exactly whether we just need a PDF version where there is a printable scanned one is there, or we need to sign it. So the IMM form which I'm going to tell you now, kindly make a note of it. You can also see the same thing in the IMM document checklist. I'm going to put that a link below, or my team will be definitely putting that very soon in the comment section. But just make a note, IMM 008, that's the first IMM form. Second one is IMM 5562. It's basically the personal history form. Try not to put any gaps in that. It's very important to understand. IMM 5562 is one of the most important piece of document, but mostly the international students make a mistake is that they put a gap in between. So if you are not working somewhere, you have to say unemployed. Otherwise, you have to put 10 years of activity history without any gap when you're putting that. Then IMM 5406, IMM 5669, and IMM 0271. So these are the 5 IMM form which has to be filled by every applicant who is going to be putting this application. Please note, if you have a family member, then you need to submit the additional supplementary documents. But these are the 5 IMM form, which is IMM 008, IMM 5562, IMM 5406, IMM 5669, and IMM 0271. These are the few IMM forms which has to be filled by each and every applicant. And like I mentioned just now, keep 2 versions of it. One is signed and one is unsigned PDF version. The PDF version, wherever it says just you need to upload, you can upload that. But if it is saying signed version, then you can able to upload the signed version too. Most probably IMM 008, 5662, 5406 and 5669, you may need to type it in like we usually do in other forms. But once again, keep everything ready, because once this portal will open, you may not able to get time to go and print it and sign it. So better right now you have time, so keep both the versions ready with you. Very specific with that about the employer form. So yes, there is a new IMM form which is there, which you need to get filled by your employer. So make a note on that. If it is a family, like if you are taking your employer is a family, then you need to have a IMM 0267. So the number which I'm telling you, if you can just Google that, you automatically can able to find that IMM form. So if it is a private family which is sponsoring you, then you need to fill the IMM form IMM 0267. But if it is a business, so for example, Bayshore or an agency is there, or if it is a nursing home where you are giving direct care to the client, then you can able to, then you need to get filled IMM form, which is 0268. So 0267 for the family, if it is a private family, and 0268 form need to be filled by your employer if it is an organization. Kindly note, do not mix it. If it is a family, you have to get a different form fill, and if it is an organization or agency, then it's a totally different form because it need to get signed and printed. So please, if you are the one who is getting qualified into this particular stream, you should fill this form, show it to your employer. They need to sign it and keep a PDF version which is very clear, neat and tidy, so that you can able to upload when the application portal will open. Few important things now about the general things. The first thing, like everyone know now at this point, that this program is going to be open on 31st of March at 10 a.m. So if you are the one who is about to like, if I feel like, okay, you are eligible, I'm gonna explain you about the eligibility criteria and some of the nooks and cooks which you need to keep in mind. But this will open at 10 a.m. So try to be like on your system, have a good network, and available at around 9:30 to 9:45 with all the documents ready to, so that your application will be submitted. Just one simple request, like Abhin, we have discussed last time too. Like to put it that try to put this application by yourself. Try to not approach any immigration firm. The only request which I'm making is that, like I'm saying that again, we are the immigration firm. Even if I'm telling you not to go through an immigration firm, let me tell you the reason for that. This application, even if it is like 5,000, if I'm looking total number of application, it may get filled within like couple of hours or maybe like in 4-5 hours. So if you are the one who is putting the application, you should be doing that in a priority base rather than waiting for someone, because if immigration firm have around 5 applications, they may take at least half an hour to 45 minutes to complete at least one application. By the time they come to 4th or 5th application, maybe the application will be closed. So once again, try to put an application by yourself. And again, if you have any doubts, questions, try to rectify that before 31st of March so that you will have all the documents ready and just you are submitting all the documents. Second thing, many previously, like a lot of international students asked me that, okay, what is the application fees? The application fees for this particular application is $1,525. So yes, per applicant. So again, you don't need to put an application for entire family. The application, the primary applicant has to pay 1,525 Canadian dollars. If there is a family application, automatically when you go through, there need to be a supplementary. So I'm going to put a link for that too, where you can go and make the payment. So this is basically, you need to go separately on the CIC website, or you can Google CIC payment link. So it will take you to one of the account where you have to create your account, and then you have to select caregiver, home caregiver palette program. There, if you go and select one application, 2 application dependent, automatically it will show. But again, for the application fees right now, it is said as $1,525, which has to be paid upfront. So you need to pay that and keep the receipt ready with you in a PDF, because you have to upload that while completing the application. So please keep a credit card through which you can able to make a payment, get that payment and keep the payment receipt with you. One of the most important thing, like I explained you before, that the particular application have 2 categories. One is for the child care and one is for the home care. So totally 2,350 application in each stream is gonna be accepted. Plus there is 260 applications are there, which is gonna be accepted like in alternative ways. Once again, those alternative ways, maybe the paper-based application, or those people who are disabled, how they can able to submit, those are the alternative ways. Going towards the how to apply, like I just mentioned, it is through a PR portal. So if you can Google PR portal, again we are gonna put that link in our description section. So that's a PR portal through which usually the PR sponsorship, any kind of paper-based applications supposed to be submitted. That's the same portal through which you have to submit this particular application. Yes, one and most important thing which came out and which is way more clear now. A lot of international students who are from social worker background and those are from nursing background ask me that, okay, are they eligible for this particular program? So this particular program, as everyone know as of now, that you don't need any experience, like which is already explained in our last video too, but you need a training. So again, that training can be, okay, you completed now your PSW course and now you have 6 months of experience. That is also going to be considered as training, but that has to be under one of the NOC code. Kindly make a note of that. The NOC code where you need an experience is 44100 44100 42202. It's very clearly says that early childhood education teachers, that's a daycare teachers and supervisor, are not calculating under this, are not considering under this particular training or 6 months of eligibility. It has to be direct care to the child or elderly clients. So 44100 42202, where you're directly taking care of the client one on one, 44101 knock code, and 33102 knock code. These are the four knock codes which are very clearly mentioned that you need to have experience of. Why I'm explaining about this particular knock codes? Because if someone, like, if we are looking into till last year, if you are a nurse, for example, from back home, you are still get qualified into this home care pilot program. But right now, CIC very clearly says that you need to have a 6 months of training, or you need to have a 15 hours training per week for at least for 6 months, which again excludes all the PSW online programs, which is very popular in Canada at this point. Like a lot of international students was doing a online PSW courses for 6 months, where it was 3 month online, 3 month it was a class. Unfortunately, those kind of courses are not getting you eligible under this particular program. It's very clearly states that you need to have a 15 hours training per week at least for 6 months to get you qualified you under this particular pilot program. Please note the knock code should be that 6 months of training ought to be under 44100 42202 44101 and 33102 knock code only. So even if you are a nurse, you are working under the 42202 knock code, but it is not related to direct care, unfortunately those kind of experience will not be counted. And one of the most common question was, if I'm doing early childhood care educator, will I be eligible? The answer is no, as per the current update. Next one, and most important, the 6 months training program what you are doing, that has to be in class. It cannot be online. So once again, those PSW courses which was 6 months online, like international students try to do recently, which is like just to get somehow the PSW certification and then later on they can able to apply. Unfortunately, those kind of courses are not eligible, or those kind of training will not be considered under this 6 months of training kind of a eligibility criteria. And last and most important is, this 6 months of experience ought to be within last 2 years. So which is very important to understand that, okay, for example, if someone did a PSW course 2 years back, but now the person is not working in this particular like a knock code, which I just explained, the 4 knock codes, and the person is working under as a nurse, for example, unfortunately you are not eligible for this particular program, because this 6 months program has to be within 2 years. Yes, so like I explained, the nurses, social service worker, if you are not directly related to the one-on-one care, ECE, educators, supervisor in the healthcare settings, if you are not directly one-on-one care, unfortunately you are not eligible to work there. Or even if you are getting that experience under one of these 4 knock code, you still need to get a experience, like an offer letter from your employer under the knock code of 44101 or 44100, which is a early childhood care, or 44101 knock code only. So now once again, 33102, if you are working or your employer is giving you as an offer letter as 33102, you are not qualified, you cannot able to apply or submit an application. Yes, your experience will be counted, you are eligible with 33102, but the offer letter has to be and ought to be under the 44101 or 44100 knock code only. So kindly note, it's 2 different things. Having an eligibility under the 4 different knock code is fine, but the offer letter ought to be under these 2 knock code only. Other than that, yeah, so like I mentioned, online job will not work, and the training period, like online job training, so on job site training. So for example, now PSW. So what I'm noticing from this recent changes is, most of the PSW courses, unfortunately, I'm seeing that is unfortunately not make you qualify. because like it said, it's on like on the job training. Like for example, you're doing PSW course, and during that you're taking the training. Unfortunately, that experience will also not be counted. It's very clearly specified there. We are going to put detailed links in the description section also, so that you can also go and you can also ask your doubts and questions. But now let's start with this is a general idea about this entire home care pilot program. Let's start now with specific questions and concern, so that we can go in a little bit more deeper.
Sure, Vishnu. I think like when you were saying a lot of these updates, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of follow-up questions to that. But we have Edwin asking like, what do you mean by the first come first serve? How does that work?
So this is one of the worst kind of thing I would say. Whenever I heard this first come and first serve, I can say 99% by 10:15 the IRCC website may be crash. Because now, like I said, there will be thousands and lakhs and millions of applicants, people will be trying to get into the portal at the same time, and that is one of the negative thing. And that's why I said that everyone should try to apply by themselves, because even if an immigration firm has 4 clients, they cannot guarantee you that all 4 applications can be submitted. So it's better that everyone can try from their own side, because if you get enter, you can enter all the information and you can able to submit the application. The PR portal is really simple. I will give you, like in the coming days, on Monday, or like on Wednesday or Thursday, we can do one more live. So I will take you over how the portal look like, or we can just do a video record screen, so you can get familiar with that. Or even you just do one thing, Google PR portal for PR sponsorship. Okay, just Google that. Go to that. That it will show you create a portal. So create your portal, so that it will ask you for the login credential and those kind of things. So you can set up your password and everything as of today. You can just log in and just try to submit an application, or just go through that for creating an application for a PR sponsorship. That would be the same format. Yeah, document would be different, but once again, like I said, the document checklist which is provided in the description now, that will get you the more information about it, which again I will go over by doing a screen recording. I will show you how to upload and what all things. It's my responsibility, and I promise you guys that we will send one more updated video that how to upload the document and complete that, but we will be doing that in coming days.
That's amazing. That's a good thing. Vishnu, like when you say like this documentation part, is it gonna be like a paper based or is it gonna be online?
So it is an online application. When I say paper based application, so there are 2 kind of applications are usually there. One is the online application, which is like express entry. But when we say paper based, it is technically referred to PNP application, PR sponsorship application, AIP application, because these used to be paper based application.
Okay.
For that, now there is a PR portal is created.
Okay.
So it is a PR portal, but it's not like express entry.
Okay.
So it's a totally different portal through which we can upload most of the forms, and it's very simple. It's, trust me, the application upload tab, it's way more simple than even the express entry. Just you need to get a hang of it. So that's why I said Google PR sponsorship, PR portal. You can find that, create your login credential, just randomly just go and just start to fill one of the application for a PR sponsorship or a PNP or any other. But definitely I will give you a demo in coming days. I will do a screen recording so that you can get, okay, what all steps you have to follow on that day, and that will make you efficient to put the application by yourself.
Right, going to the next question. So, Vishnu, like you were saying that about the payment part, that you have to make the payment prior to the application start, like before we start itself. Like is it like how do we do it? Like I'm from like talking from a common man's point of view. Like do we just do the application, keep the receipt ready, or do we wait for the portal to open up and then do the payment?
Okay. So if you are the individual who eligible, so first of all, if you are eligible, so like I said, 4 knock codes which I just told, if you have experience of 6 months there, you have a offer letter from the 2 knock codes which I specifically mentioned, then I would say have all the IMM forms filled ready, one hand signed, one just PDF. Once that's done, make the payment by going to the CIC portal and make the payment and keep that ready, because again, when the application portal will open, you will have only limited time to complete your application. At that time, for example, you completed everything, but now you are going for the payment section. And unfortunately, if that site is crashed, sorry to say, but your application will not be submitted. So better to pay that, keep the receipt with you so that you can able to upload. And one most important thing is that, like, if you are concerned about, okay, what if I pay and if I cannot able to submit, don't worry, you can able to put a refund. CIC, it's very good, very decent. In within like 2 to 3 weeks, you will get the refund back also.
All right, we have Anju asking one of a follow-up. One of the things that you mentioned, like, is 42201 community and social service worker. Can she apply with that knock code for the home support worker program?
So yes, Anjali, you are eligible because you fulfill the eligibility criteria. But with the 42202 knock code, you need an offer letter of 44101 or 44100 knock code offer letter. So once again, like I mentioned before, having an eligibility under 33102 or 42202 is fine. Of a 6 months of experience you have, you are eligible. But to submit your application, you need to have an offer letter which need to be or which ought to be under the 422 like 44101 knock code or 44100 knock code.
All right, and we have another question, like from Annuma. She has asked, like, if she's working in a group home with like up to 5 individuals, can she be eligible, like, for, and it's under a particular organization, will she be eligible to apply for this pilot program?
So again, the group home, now it depends upon what kind of group home is that. So for example, if it is a group home for a de-addiction, for example, unfortunately it is not, because it's very specifically mentioned that you have to take care of people who are in need, like basic care. So if you look into the duties of the 44101 knock code, it's basically, how can I say, like back home, we know there is a nurse, then there is a aya, or the person who usually go clean everything, like help the patient to
Yes.
transfer. Those are the jobs of 44101 knock code. 33102 is basically little bit on a higher level where we can say nursing assistant. So that are two different knock codes. So you need to go into a duties of 44101 and you need to see if you fulfill that to get eligible into it.
Okay, and Edwin has a follow-up question, like, does all the documents have to be in a PDF format?
Yes, it has to be, because now the point is it can be JPG, PDF, and there is other formats too. But specifically, Edwin, I would say definitely you should go with a PDF format, because if you are not doing that, there's a greater chance that when you're trying to upload, you will see error. Don't lose the time. So better keep every document, everything in the PDF when you're scanning. And again, one thing to even to my CAN family member, even when you come to me for the postgraduate, PR, or any other application, my own clients say that, okay, why you are very specific with having a scanned one proper? Because again, I'm a professional. So same way, if I am doing any application, I don't want to see that through a camera phone. So please avoid that. This is your career. This is the way to get your PR. If you're spending some money to go to near like a UPS or somewhere to get a proper scan, do that. Especially your passport, your photos, it has to be properly scanned. I have seen some of the PR application get refused because on the photo they just put it like a finger, and they take a photo of that. Don't do that, please. Take every document properly scanned using the scanner. You can approach your local library wherever you are in Canada. There is always a public library. You can always go there, do a free scan from there, or otherwise you can even go to your college. So wherever you are studied, you may have a facility to go and scan the documents. Go and do that and have a proper document in PDF version for the higher approval.
All right, we have a first super chat for today from Mohammed Faiz Abbas. He's asking, he's working in the northwestern part of Ontario. So, will the median wage, when they look into it, is it should he consider as the whole of Ontario, or should he just consider for that particular northwestern region?
Just consider for the northwestern region only. You need to have that. You need to have that normal wage for that particular region that make you qualify for this particular application.
Okay. We have Anuma who said, remember she said she was working with a group of 5 people. So she said she's working with the people who people with disabilities.
then it would be qualified. Then it will make you qualified.
Okay. All right. That's good. Going to the next question. We have is let's go to hi. We have Santosh asking, is this is there any hi? Is there still 2 years mandatory working in the same job for PR in home care program?
Yes. So once again, so if you like, I always have this kind of debate with lot many online social media, uh, like I would say, buddhijivis,
Mm-hmm.
that REDI, RCPI, PNP. Yes, on PNP it is very clearly written and mentioned that okay, you have to. RCPI now. So same thing. Whenever you're depending upon the employer, when you're getting a PR through non-express entry based PR application, you have to give a commitment there. So once again, when you're putting this application, one thing which I noticed very tricky is CIC yet not disclose what is the processing time. Okay, like you can look into all other information is given except the processing time. Now think about a person put an application. Now the person started working under the 44101 knock code for $19, for example. Okay, now he has to work there until he get the PR. What if the CIC delay the application like that? Now the PR sponsorship application, which is a classic case of a non-express entry based application, paper-based application, is 24 months.
Okay.
PNP applications around like 1.5 years. AIP applications now more than 12 months. So now, whenever the PR application is coming, whenever it is a non-express entry based, first thing, there is a long processing time. That's one. But second thing is, yes, there is a commitment, which again, you will see that by the time you get all the documents and everything. I have seen that personally, even on a PR approved. So last year when there was a policy where you land here and you get us a PR, I have seen few of the PR card or COPR, there was a condition that you have to work under the same knock code. So yes, you are giving a commitment that you are going to be working there for at least for 2 years, at least from the time you are submitting the application. But it may be even after getting your PR, CIC may put a condition on your COPR that you need to work under the same knock code or same sector.
Okay, so we have another question saying, I work as a direct support caregiver and my duties are 44101. I completed 2 years diploma in DSW. Can I apply for this home care support program?
Yes, you can.
That's it. Good job. Yes, you can. All right. P2. Okay. How much would be the processing time for this?
Just now, like I told you, it's not yet decided. So that's a tricky thing, that whoever putting the application, you need to be very specific with one thing, that the processing time is not disclosed. So even if it goes longer, unfortunately, you have to continue work there. And again, by the end of the session, I will drop, like, there are 3 things which I feel very tricky with this application, which I'm gonna discuss at the end of the session for sure.
All right, we have another question from a super chat from Joswin. She says, I've completed 2-year diploma in DSW. I work as a direct support worker disability and my knock code aligns with 44101. Can I apply? I work in a group home and my organization is non-profit.
Yes, but again, now depend upon, do your organization do have a CRA number and a business number? Because if you look into the form, so the form is, you what I would say recommend, what's the name?
Joswin.
Yeah, hi Joswin. What I would recommend is take IMM 0268. I hope you are listening. So please make a note, IMM 0268. You can Google that. You can download that IMM form, which is the PDF version. It will only open with the Adobe Reader. So if you are new to this IMM forms and everyone, to all the CAN family member, you need to have Adobe Reader to open every IMM form, and then only you can able to fill it. So especially for Joswin, you need to look into that IMM form, send it to your employer and try to get it filled. If your employer will look into that and ready to fill, I would say you will be getting qualified.
All right, and Mohammed Faiz has a question again. The medium wage on Western Ontario is high, and I don't qualify for that. And if I choose province medium wage, I do qualify. can you please run through the eligibility if it clearly says provincial or territorial?
It doesn't say anything. That's why. But again, Mohammed, can you please text below what is the wage what you are at this point? If you can tell me your wage as of now, what you are getting paid, I can definitely look into and I will just shoot you a personal message. What is the eligibility, whether you meet it or not? Because on the site right now, it's not yet clear about that what kind of wage you need to meet. But again, if you are sitting around 19 plus, I would say you're good to go.
Good to go. All right, Mom. Hopefully, drop a message so we will be able to give you a follow-up question. All right. We have another question, Vishnu. Okay, Vishnu, I have a couple of questions regarding what you had mentioned before, like with the IMM forms, like if people are like struggling or something. You had also mentioned that you know how you have to do the application. Like it's always good to do it on your own. I know a lot of people have been calling us and asking us, can we do the application? Can you like help with the application? I'm having an emergency appointment on that day, and I don't think I'll be able to do it. Can you do that for me? Like a lot of queries are asking, and can you tell why it's a good option? Why is it not a good option to give it to someone else and doing it on your own?
So just now in the starting, how I mentioned, when you're going and paying someone for the application, again, there are two kind of individuals are there in the immigration sector at this point. One, who just want to make money out of you. So now, even if like 10 application, 20 application comes and you go as a group, they will say, yeah, you sign up, we will take care of you. We will try to put an application. But again, no one is gonna look into one fact as okay, there is a manpower that okay, you need to give it, okay, every application has to be specific. So at 10 o'clock, one person is just managing your application as a first application. If it is an immigration firm who is signing you up, and if they have at least like 4 application and one person is doing a submission, or for example, if they give your application to one person who is just sitting in a front office, do you think that that person will be having that kind of dedication to put your application in? Think about it. But again, if you are the one who is putting the application, like I said, I know there are individuals who say that no, I am very new to the whole immigration thing, I don't know how to put an application. But just simple question to you, who put your postgraduate work permit application? You're new to the immigration application, but you did your own work permit application because you know that okay, all other international students do the work permit by themselves. You do TRV application. But when it comes to PR, it's a mindset which plays that no, you cannot do it by yourself. Guys, trust me, if you reach till here, you came after 12th, you came after degree, look into the links which we are going to be posted below this video. After this is posted, again, I will also look into it and I will label all the links which can help you to understand how to put the application. Plus, we are going to do a screen record so that we can able to make you understand what are the steps, how to go to the application portal, so that you can get familiar with that before the application will open on 31st. But I strongly recommend, even if you're paying someone, try ask them that okay, get my entire application ready, give me also one copy of that. So I know there will be individual who already might have already paid, so ask the immigration firm third party that okay, can you please give me the whole package, one copy to me too, so that they can try from their side, but you can also try from your side. Whoever can enter the portal first can proceed and complete the application first way. In that way, you can make your application in best interest that you can able to submit it.
All right, we have a question from Darth Vader. It's a super chat. It says, if my employer gives me paperwork for a home care support program position, but my Express Entry profile has a different knock code with the same employer, will that cause any issue?
So what's that name?
Darth Vader.
Hi, Darth Vader. Nice name, man. Okay. Hi, bro. So one thing about this particular question, I'm getting this from multiple sources. So off record, it's not legal to have multiple knock code because literally your employer or you are convincing your employer to change the knock code. But in short, it is possible because you can delete your Express Entry profile and now you can just submit the particular pilot program. In the pilot program, you can go with a 44101 knock code. If you submit that, go and delete your Express Entry profile, you are good to go.
But they cannot have two
No.
different profiles simultaneously.
No, because for example, like now the things get serious when he put an application as 44101 for the pilot program, for example. and he already created a express entry profile with 33102 knock code. Now he submitted an application, and now we think that no, it's taking now too long, 2 years, 3 years. I got an invitation from express entry. Now let's put it into this. Now CIC have your UCI number, so they can able to look into that. Okay, you submitted an application already as a home care support worker under the 44101 knock code. You are expecting 5 years ban, misrepresentation. Don't do that. So if you submit this application successfully, delete your express entry application. You don't need that.
All right, Mohammed Faiz on the medium wage. He has a follow up. He said, my wage is 23.48, and for Northwestern median wage is 24.30, and for Ontario it's 20.34.
Northwestern. So now you're good, bro. You don't need to worry. 23 is good because again, once again, in this particular like a program, as of I'm looking into it, when I looked into it also, I was looking for the wage requirement. It's a median wage requirement. It's I will look into it and I will confirm. But if you are on 23, you don't need to worry. You are qualified. But once again, I will check into the portal once again just to get confirmation on the provincial or the city, and I will able to reach you. Please drop down your email ID in the comment section so that I will reach you after this appointment, and I will shoot you an email also, just with a proper clarity on it.
All right. Question, Vishnu. I think it's just a follow-up question. While this process is happening, if I've applied and I've got I'm into this portal, right, and now there's a waiting period of 2 years, let's say, can I travel outside of Canada in that time?
Yeah, definitely. So now you are not slaves. To be very honest, I see this question coming from a lot of places. Like if you put a PR sponsorship, you cannot able to travel. If you put an express entry application, you cannot able to travel. When you are like a PNP application, PR application, you cannot. Nothing like that. Okay. Now you are on work permit status, and if you have a permit and a TRV, you can travel and you can come back. The only condition is that you cannot leave the employer.
Okay.
So leave the employer means you cannot like quit the job and you can go back home. If you continue work, your employer approve that, okay, you have 1 month of vacation, 2 months of vacation, go enjoy, come back, you're good.
All right. Okay, that's good. Okay, to the next question, Vishnu. We have so many questions out of the context. That's why. Okay, what is the difference between the offer letter and reference letter? And do we have to mention these two knock codes in both the letters or just one letter?
Okay, nice question. What's the name?
Edwin.
Hi, Edwin. I believe I know Edwin. Okay, Edwin. So the reference letter is something which says that so and so working at this title, at this wage, from this time till today. So reference letter is basically an experience letter, or you can also call as an employment letter. Everything is same with different names. Okay. So if you already worked somewhere or you're working there, you are gonna get reference letter or employment letter or the offer or the employment letter basically. Okay. But if you're going to work somewhere, then you get offer letter. So it will have that, okay, so and so will be working from this particular date at this title and these other duties.
Okay.
So a reference letter and offer letter are two different things with the same format, whereas offer letter will say you will be working, reference letter will say you are working.
Okay.
So in this particular pilot program, you need to have reference letter to prove that, okay, you have a 6 months of training. So for example, if you're already working as a 44101 knock code, then you put a reference letter which says that, okay, Edwin is working at this position, this duties, this title, from this time to this time. And then you need to have an offer letter which will be saying that employer so and so is offering the job position of 44101 knock code, these duties to Edwin to work from 1st of April.
Okay.
So that's an offer letter and this. And again, among these two, you also need to have the IMM form filled, which I just told you. IMM 0268. That also you need to get it filled.
Okay. How do we know that we would be in the pool after applying for this? Do we get a confirmation?
Nice question. So now, once you submit the application, you will get that email notification on your email through which you have registered for the PR portal that your application is submitted. Now, You can submit the application. Now there are three things which can happen. One, your entire application is complete. Then after a few days or few weeks or few months, you will receive something called as AOR. AOR is technically an email or a letter which says that this is your application number. We have received your application with this on this particular date and this particular time. That is AOR. Okay. Second thing what can happen is once you submit the application, you may receive another email saying that unfortunately your application is incomplete. We are returning your application. So that is notice of incomplete application or return application. Third thing, the application will be keep on running and later on you may need to withdraw the application or it may just go like without any notice. So it happened usually whenever the first come first serve application is there. Sometime the client say that okay, I have submitted the application or 8 months back, I am not getting any notification. It's technically because your application maybe got buried under some other application. So then you need to contact the CIC, you have to ask the temporary file number and then you need to raise the web form to get an update on it. So these are three different scenarios which can happen.
Okay, and is there we have a question. It says like what if one is a permanent employee completed 6 years probationary period during study permit? Is that person eligible for this?
No.
To apply?
No, it's very clearly says that in this particular program that any experience you're taking during the studies are not going to be counted under the training period.
And a lot of people do have questions with casual, full-time, part-time, contract-based. Will they be eligible?
It need to be have a equivalent to 6 months of training. Like I just mentioned, you need to have the 6 months training in which there need to be at least 15 hours of training per week for 6 months. So that is minimum requirement is there that you have to meet for the 6 months continuous so that you can able to get qualified into this. And once again, let me just focus on that. The 6 months training must be under 44100 knock code, 42202 knock code, 44101 knock code, 33102 knock code. So these are the 4 knock code which they have said. Other than that, if you are directly giving care to the client, you can put an explanation, but it's not going to work. But the offer letter must be under 44100 and 44101 knock code only.
Okay. All right. It's a follow-up question to that. The number of hours is that the one person has full time must be of 30 hours per week, right? I have 55 hours, not 60 bi-weekly, but I'm working more than 60 hours though. Okay, my agency will be able to give me a paperwork for 55 plus hours. Is that okay?
No, it's not full time. You need to be having a full time offer letter where you're working for 30 hours per week. And again, there cannot be contract, there cannot be end date. It has to be permanent so that the CIC know that until the decision is coming, you are working with them for full time maintaining. Also one thing which is kindly note that I have noticed that some of the agents say that, okay, no, they cannot give a permanent, but they will just give you that, okay, you are working for 30 hours full time. That is fine. But down the road, before the decision comes on the application, so for example, in 2 years, if the CIC look into that, okay, you're not working for 30 hours per week, because again, you are getting paid on SEN, and if something is not making sense, you can get a refusal. This kind of refusals happens very common with the PNP application, where in international student or the in demand, student convince their employer that, okay, no, okay, I'm working part-time, but can you please put that, okay, I'm working full-time 30 hours. But now suddenly now they go with a part-time hours. And then the CIC look into that before making a decision, say that, okay, can you please send your T4 and can you send us 6 months of pay stubs? And when they send, refused. So I have seen last year 2 application for in-demand stream PNP where the person got a notice of procedural fairness just because they were not working full-time, they were working part-time after submitting the PR application.
All right, we have Santosh asking for you. It's like I have a job offer letter from last 1.5 years and I'm working with the same employer. Do I need a new offer letter from them?
Yes. So again, this is just a condition of this program that you need to have an offer letter. So for example, when we are compare this with international student job offer stream, okay? Even a student is working there, still you need to have a valid job offer while you submit, because that is the demand of that particular application. So for example, postgrad work permit, without having a course completion letter and transcript, you cannot submit the application. Same thing, this home care pilot program is based upon that you have an employer who is offering you a job of 44101 or 44100 knock code. If you have that offer letter, then only you're eligible. Even though you're working, still you need to get a new offer letter and you need to get the form filled so that you can able to complete the eligibility criteria.
Okay. All right. We have another question. What is PD7A? Do you know what is PD7A?
PD7A is something where the employer, once they pay the payroll taxes, then they usually get it a PD7A saying that okay, how many employees are working, what are the payroll taxes they have paid.
Okay.
So that basically shows that whether the employer is paying proper taxes to the government, total how many employees in 1 month, how much taxes he has collected and how much he has to pay.
Okay. Edwin, you have a lot of questions, which is building curiosity. All right, I want to know what is PD7A. Okay, all right, that's good. Then we have Santosh saying, "Thank you guys. You guys are awesome in clearing all my doubts."
Thank
For you. What if I received AOR and after that my PGWP is expiring before the decision comes? Am I eligible for an extension of my work permit?
Nice question. So that was the one tricky part in this application, that CIC is not clearing that okay, what if the person who is applying for the application do not have a status. So if you look into, again I'm going to post the link, or you can even go through the link session where it says that the application, when you submit it, you need to maintain your status in Canada until the decision comes. So now think about a person who have a 1 year of work permit remaining, submit an application. Now his work permit is about to expire. In this particular program, they are not told as of today that there is a closed work permit. Till last year, whenever the home care pilot program is there, there was an option that okay, you can even able to extend your closed work permit, like we have discussed in the last video. But in this particular program, or this particular pathway which is going to be open on 31st, it's very clearly say that it's your responsibility to maintain the status in Canada. CIC is not going to do any favor of giving a closed work permit or open work permit extension as of today. It may change in down the road, but as of today, it says that you have to maintain the status, no extension.
Okay, what about let's say people who have applied for this now. Let's say I have a 3 years of work permit. Now I apply for this particular program, but after 2 years I'm getting refused. What can they do in the next options? Or like now they say they have only 2 years of work permit left and they start with the application. Is it like they can have a backup option, as in like if this doesn't work out?
So in Hindi, the response which would be lag gayi. In Malayalam, we can say munjil totam. So like I said, this application right now has little bit of a tricky situation. Again, it's always it's the same thing. Whenever a new application or new process comes, it don't have lot of information. And like I said, everyone is just trying to, like if you talk to any immigration firm, if they want to sign you up, they will only show you the positive side, that yes, we can get you the employer, we can get you the fake experience letter, we can get you this, we can get you that. But no one is talking about that, okay, the work permit extension. Okay, what if my work permit expire? Okay, it says that, okay, even if you are out of status or you are on a VR, you can able to apply for the particular process. But it also say that you need to maintain your status. So how many times a person can apply for VR? Because the VR can approve for 2 or 3 times. The 4th time definitely the person applied will be get refused. What the person can do? So again, and who is there? Who is, like, for example, if a person is not in legal status, and I'm seeing one of a immigration firm in Brampton, which is promoting that, okay, if you are out of status, come and we will apply for it. Now think about it. At least they are living here. Okay, that's again, it's not proper thing that, okay, you are living in Canada for illegal status, to be very clear. But again, at least they are living in Canada on illegal, like on out of status or illegal status. Now by putting this application, you're giving your information to the CIC. So now it's like double-edged sword. That okay, if you get approved or you have your employer, because again, when it says on the employment section what employer responsibility is, it very clearly says that it is the employer responsibility to look into that the person have a proper sin, the person have a proper status, the person has committed, not committed any kind of fraud or theft or criminal activities. Employer has to look into. On the other way, it says that even a person who is on illegal status or out of status can able to apply for this.
Okay.
So once again, like I said, somewhere I'm thinking like how in skilled work now the cook is added. Because again, my logical reason for adding cook in the skilled is because now every people started to understand that, like a lot of industry to understand that, okay, now I will not get PR being in the food industry, let's move out. CIC just put that, okay, now, okay, cook will get you in there. Everyone back to the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
It's a mind game.
Honestly.
And
Yeah.
until and unless I don't see the next draw in skills, I wanted to believe the same thing. And if the draw comes around 470 and 480, then literally CIC is very keen in understanding that, okay, how immigration works. And that's why they are putting this kind of clause that, okay, you will not leave that, but you will also stick to that because of the pressure.
Okay, I have a follow-up question to this, Vishnu. So now that you said CIC won't give you the closed work permit, like or get you a work permit extension, but what if the employer is willing to give them an extension?
How?
Is it like in the sense?
Again, in Canada, as per the IRPA, if a person go out of status, so if the restoration period, so if someone receive a refusal, depending upon the application, the CIC may give 90 days of restoration period. After the 90 days, you cannot apply any other kind of application.
Okay.
Any kind. So study permit, work permit, visitor visa, you cannot do any sort of application within Canada. The person has to leave Canada for that.
Okay.
So now the point is CIC is saying that even if you are in that kind of status when your 90 days is crossed, you are eligible to apply for this. But now you need to find an employer. An employer knows that this person don't have a sin. The person is not eligible to work here. So how the person is gonna be giving an offer letter?
Okay.
And again, if anyone is giving, guess what? Do you think the person is gonna give it for free?
No.
Now again, like I said, I have 2 kids. The offer which I have got 32 lakh from India for just getting this whole application, bringing the family. Man, for me the only thing is that ethical responsibility or ethical and moral responsibility and more towards my license and my profession is that what if I take that money and next day I get heart attack? So please, those individuals who are putting the money, or again to my colleagues, to the people who are in immigration, yes, you need to make money, everyone has to make money, you need to be successful, but again, have little bit of ethics that you can talk to your client openly and honestly that, okay, yes, it will work, no, it will not work. Because what I'm seeing in GTA area especially, a lot of immigration firms just wanted to milk this out. So even if you are out of status in IT, so yeah, recently one of the case which came to me is IT professional reached one of the immigration firm, very well-known immigration firm, lawyer are there. So that lawyer said that, okay, you are from IT background, don't worry, we get you an experience letter from a PSW saying that, okay, you had a 6 months of experience.
Wow.
And now the person is gonna get an offer letter from one of the family and put the application. Okay, guess the amount. Just guess the amount.
In Canadian, this thing?
A Canadian, yeah.
40?
55 to 60K going on.
55.
Yeah. So backdated experience letter plus the providing the employer support. So technically what's going to maybe happening is 30,000 the immigration firm will take, 30,000 they will pay to the employer. But now think about, now it is very clear that online PSW, like the course if you have did, you are not even getting qualified into this because it's online. You need to be having a proper at least 15 hours per week, 6 months to get qualified into this. But let me ask every CAN family member, do you think any other immigration firm might have told you about this criteria as of today? Even if you are signed up with someone, go and talk to them and ask them that, okay, if this is my profile, am I eligible or not? And if the person say yes, just sit and just go over all the eligibility criteria. And yes, if you are, good luck, you should be getting that. But again, if not, you should ask them that, okay, can you please pay at least my money back so that I am not losing any? Because I'm seeing with this particular program when it was launched, lot of immigration firms charge a lot of money from innocent international students and by taking advantage.
Okay, and I think one pretty much like I'm just gonna like wrap up. Vishnu. Like, question is, as a consultant, as being in this field for this couple of years, do you think it is a wise option for students to go for this particular program, or
Yes,
do you think it's like, is it okay to keep this as the number one plan A for to go forward with the immigration?
it is good. It is a very decent and it is a very good program, but only for those who have a, for example, they studied healthcare in Canada and they now used to work under one of the four knock codes which I just told, and now they do have an employer who can get a proper offer letter under the 44101 or 100 knock code, or they have a family where they're genuinely gonna pay them. Because do you think any family can pay $19 per hour? So 19, if for example, let me just put a calculation in front of you. If a family is paying $19 to an employee, 1 year the total expense on payroll can go around 32,000 or 34,000 around. Okay, that means if husband, wife, and one kid is there, they need to have a total income of around 100,000. So that 70,000, I can say that okay, that's for their own expense, and rest 30,000 is for the employee. But as of today, when we are going through economic crisis, we are going through job instability, when we are going through a lot of things like where recession is so much that even the medium sized family cannot even able to have a good like 5 course meal for each and every day. And there now people are there who is ready to pay the amount, take advantage of international students. They are just giving a short term goal that okay, yeah, you can make 10,000, 20,000 if you have a baby, just support for this. Because again, immigration firm do that, they are contacting the family or couples and say that okay, you will get this much of money if you support my one of a client. So just I'm against that practice. But yes, if international student, genuine employer, genuinely supported, good program to go through.
That's amazing. What's the best thing to do if the website crashes on the 31st?
Again, in Hindi, lag gayi. In Malayalam, munjil tota.
Or we'll pray about it.
Man, it's again, it will happen. For sure, it will happen. But in any of the case, whenever it happens, you just need to wait. And then again, you need to try. And that's why I'm saying that everyone should try to put an application by themselves or keep one copy. Get a full entire file from your immigration firm with you so that you can also try from your side. Because most of the immigration firm will tell you that, okay, the portal is crashed. No one can do anything for this.
All right, we have Atira who has been asking like questions over and over again. The reason why I wasn't going through the questions because we already answered it, but just because for her, Vishnu, you can just wrap it up. I'm a DSW graduate student and have an offer letter as a full-time home support work position. Am I eligible for this program?
Okay, so the DSW course, you need to have a 6 months of training. That's one of the most important thing. In this particular program, the 6 months of training period is a highlight. It's not saying that education, it's not saying about the experience, it's saying about the training period. So at least 15 hours per week training period for 6 months at least. If you have, you are qualified. So first you need to look into in DSW you had that kind of training period where you can say you are directly working with a person. And second, your employer need to give you a proper offer letter which you need to get qualified.
All right, I think that's all the questions for today.
That's everything.
That's
Okay,
everything.
so thank you guys
For joining us on Instagram, and thank you for joining us on YouTube. And I hope we were able to cover a lot of your questions. A lot of
I will go with that. So now,
yeah.
if we missed any of the questions or queries, after this live, we are gonna put that live on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon because we are gonna be making one more video, or we are gonna come live where we are gonna demonstrate that how to put an application by yourself. So don't miss that part because that is most important, that to understand how to put an application by yourself. But if you have further question and concern, comment below. Once the live is up, you can post there. Definitely my team will be there who can able to answer all the comments. But if Other thing, you can always reach our office. I'm there to educate you and guide you and make your immigration stress free.
And even understand what are your other pathways other than the home care support pilot program as well.
Always, there are other ways too. Always remember.
There is always a plan B. All right, that's everyone. That's a wrap. Thank you guys for joining in. I hope you guys had a great session. We'll see you soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Happy weekend.